Did you know, according to Beat.com, that there are over 431 billion music streams in 2016 alone? Music has evolved substantially from back in the days of Mozart and Beethoven, all the way to Drake and Post Malone. Music has taken many steps to get to this point where we are today, and I'm going to inform you about the evolution of music. I'll begin by looking at the origin of music, then I will discuss the rise of music, and finally where music stands today. First, let's take a look at the origin of music. Between 60,000 and 30,000 years ago, ancient humans experienced some type of cultural explosion, and it caused them to start doing new and unique things like beginning to draw on cave walls, creating jewelry, and burying their dead ceremonially. Around this time was when scientists believed that music originated from. The oldest known instrument was found in Slovenia in 1995 and is a bare femur with holes poked inside, and this is believed to be the first flute ever made. The types of instruments back in this time period were very basic because of the ancient humans' limited knowledge and brain power. Most of these instruments were made of mostly bone and wood and pretty much consisted of only flutes until later on when guitars started coming up. This was the case because of how easy it is to make a flute. You simply carve holes into a specific places on specific bones or pieces of wood, and you have a flute. Flutes were only the beginning of music, though. Next, let's discuss the rise of music. Music has been around for a very, very long time, and the changes that it has gone through are incredible. There have been many ages or eras of certain types of music, but the changes that might seem obvious to us are the most recent changes from today versus the music from back in the 80s, 90s, and even the early 2000s. The first big change of music came from the Renaissance. The Renaissance was an era of rebirth and personal expression, which is what music is all about. With this change in style in all forms of art, was the perfect time for composers to start creating more expressive types of music. The next big change to music came in the form of what is called the classical period. In this time period, such composers as Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and Ludwig van Beethoven, who are two of the most famous composers to ever live. This period of music lasted from 1730 to 1820, and what makes this period of music so special is that it is still being played today, from anywhere to formal dances to fancy restaurants. Chances are you'll hear classical music. Many famous musicians credit this era to be the biggest and best breakthrough of music has ever seen. Many famous symphonies come from this time period as well, and are easily recognizable by avid and non-avid listeners of music. Classical music, in my opinion, is one of the best types of music because of its simplicity, but yet it is also complex because of all the emotion behind each symphony. These symphonies can still be experienced today in their entirety on music streaming websites, according to Spotify.com. Moonlight Sonata by Ludwig van Beethoven has been streamed over 44 million times. Finally, let's see where music stands today. Music in today's age can be heard practically anywhere. When you start your car, one of the first things you hear is music. When you feel like listening to music that you like, you can just pull out your smartphone and listen to whatever you want. Unlike the classical period, today's music introduces many different types. Everything from someone lyrically spilling their guts behind a beat to someone playing in an orchestra who has perfected their craft and loves playing their instrument. Rap and hip-hop have become one of, if not the most prevalent type of music. It is very popular with young adults and teens because it expresses rebelliousness and shows the free spirit. This type of movement is not new. Back in the 1960s, there was a sort of hippie movement, and this movement was assisted by a new form of expressive music. People like Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix led this movement. Those two also performed at quite possibly the most famous music festival, which is Woodstock. Woodstock was a very large music festival that was held for 3 days and was attended by over 400,000 people. It is very difficult to know what direction music is headed today because it is very unpredictable. Maybe there could be another cultural movement coming which could which could be led by music. It is hard to imagine another non-existent type of music, but I guarantee that no one could have imagined a style like rock and roll back in the day. Overall, music plays a vital part in today's society and is prevalent everywhere in the world. Learning how much music has evolved to get to the point where we are today is incredible. Now you know about the origin of music, the rise of music, and where music stands today. Music is not going to stop evolving, and it is exciting to see where it is headed next.